So, I've been asked this question a lot on how do I manage everything with my current life and situation. So, I'm a PhD student, which is already a great opportunity and a lot of responsibilities. But I'm not only that. Since the beginning of the pandemic, I've been also upgraded from teaching assistant to being fully responsible of a class at the university level. I've been honored to teach over 150 students over the past 2 years, the passion that I have for molecular biology. Also, I have recently joined an amazing community, RTTM, composed of great minds, so I can keep my personal growth. Like this tree here, who still has his leaf at the end of the fall compared to that one who lost everything. I would like to say that I am of the creative ones. I have made a whole year time lapse of the beautiful panoramic that we have from our research institute. I like gaming too, and I've been managing a community of over 50,000 users since the beginning of the pandemic. But thankfully, I'm slowing down right now. The beginning of my PhD has been really rough. I have always been the shy and reserved type of person, but entering academia, doing research, doing something I really love, really opened my personality. Coming from a first generation immigrant, I really saw how the system abused my family. So, by me opening up to my personality and the joy of solving problems in research, I decided to build a solid folder to the immigration that took me 8 to 6 months. So I decided to take the lawyer rope to help my parents because no one was willing to really guide us with the correct information. The joy of solving problems. After resolving this social injustice, a whole iceberg of other problems came along. The first mission impossible is that I learned that my dad has lost a tremendous amount of life saving from his work because some corrupted people decided to steal all the money. So, from a social injustice, we're now into a financial injustice. How great is that? So, at the beginning of my PhD, I was living with this dilemma. Should I quit academia because academia doesn't bring a lot of money? Should I try to solve this financial injustice? Should I help my parents financially? Should I bring that money back to my dad? Or still keep my fight in research and keep thriving through my PhD? During that time, also, I thought that I lost a person that was very dear to me. So it really made my life also very miserable and difficult. Mission impossible number two. Before I say yes to my PhD, I had a heart to heart with my advisor who told me that he has very critical health issues. Knowing myself, I thought I would be trying to help him with that, but I was too optimistic. It's been 12 months now, and my advisor has been very sick the past year. It hasn't been a rough patch throughout my PhD because of his absence, but I'm still grateful for my journey. And to be honest, I don't really blame him. He's the most amazing scientist and human being I've met. And it's important that one take cares of his mental health. And yeah, it's a default in the system. So no one can blame and no one. I have co-created the podcast Exploring Humans with Priscilla, which for me is really a gold mine. For me, creating this podcast was one of my mental health cure. And I hope I'll bring this project very far. Exploring the amazing minds of those researchers is a very unique experience. I have been really involved in the student association. For that curious squirrel here that asked what I've done, I've been involved as a summer school representative, with my teaching experience in academia. And recently, and for my last year of PhD, I have been elected as president of the association. I hope that when I'll be leaving the research institute, hopefully next year, I will have my fingerprints. Nice moon. The fingerprint that I want to keep is a human one, and I hope it will be preserved for many generations of young researchers. So those cool projects will get implemented next year and through many years. So yeah, when I've been saying that my PhD was a succession of trauma, yeah, big challenges, but never give up. You will always find an answer. Did I wish that the only challenge that I wanted to solve is the PhD problematic that I was given? I would say yes, but life is not easy and life is short. So you have to do the best that you can when you can. So I have been going into this long tangent, but I have a very important message to share with you. A lot of people ask me often, Charles, how do you manage your time? How do you manage to do all those great things? Your PhD, your teaching, you have a podcast, and so on and so on. So, fourth thing I will just say right off the bat, I'm not an expert in either. I mean, even my PhD, don't feel that I'm an expert because my advisor wasn't here for me. But what I would say is that I'm enjoying the process and I'm enjoying learning. Imagine yourself in primary school or even high school where you've been proposed all those subjects that you still don't know about. So, they ask you to learn a language so you can perfect it. They ask you to do math. They ask you to learn about history. Of course, the first lessons, you won't be an expert, but through the lessons, you get better. And yeah, the lessons that I'm trying to learn here is how to solve this financial injustice that my family lived, or even how to become a great scientist. Because of the situation of my advisor, I didn't have the opportunity to perfect my science. And the final one that I feel is the most important is how to become a great human being, how to improve every day to be great, because human interactions are very complex and difficult. So this is Charles, host of Exploring Humans, and I hope you enjoyed learning about myself.